Hello guys, so we are now at Consensus in Hong Kong, and here with you Anna Tutova, co-founder of Coins-Telegram, and our guest Jennifer Cheng Lo, who is founder of NewChic Capital family office, and she is OG in the space, one of the biggest NFT collectors, and recently she as well launched her AI agent. So great to have you here, Jennifer.
Oh my gosh, thank you for being here with me in Hong Kong, Anna. I'm so happy because every time I see you in a different country, I said I want to welcome you to mine. And I'm so glad, sorry, I have to give you a quick hug. I'm honored to have this one as one of the media advisor and partners for NewChic Capital family office, as well as some of our illustrious funds and portfolio companies and partners. And I'm just so happy to have her insights, as well as I'm so honored to have a chance to sit down with her a little bit, and I hope to feature you as a guest on some of my upcoming projects too soon. And yeah, she's right. I am an avid NFT collector. I'm actually debuting right now my Paladin Punks. This one is actually being born on the moon, and the punks actually also customized another one for me. And I'm wearing, yes, I'm wearing one. This is a V1 punk. So I'm just really also excited because Anna's the first one who has now announced officially that I launched my own AI agent, which is going to be partnering with a lot of other AI agents and platforms really soon. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, thank you too, and great to be in your country.
Well, Hong Kong wasn't always my country. I was born and raised in the US, and I think one of the reasons why I really respect Anna, actually we met because we were both keynote panelists in Korea at the Crypto AI Summit, and I think one of the things that is so hard to find in this space is beautiful, well, not beautiful, but beautiful, intelligent women who know what they're talking about when it comes to Web3, AI, crypto, and other cutting-edge technologies that people need to know about. So yeah, I'm still amazed that I have a chance to speak to Anna because she's so busy back to back covering everybody from Vitalik Buterin to my friend and mentor Yatsu.
Yeah, so can you tell us about your background and how did you get into Web3 space? When did you discover crypto and Bitcoin first?
Oh, sure. So it's actually kind of funny. It was accidental for me. I'm a hybrid, so one of the reasons why this has a piano on it is because I'm a creator. So I'm an actress and pianist by trade. I'm also a builder, entrepreneur, investor. And I really liked building companies when I was in high school and college, and also looking at background of case studies and everything. So I was acting and modeling while I was in high school and college, and also was a piano prodigy. And then when I didn't finish my undergrad at Brown, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And then I actually ended up being very lucky. I got a really sizable scholarship. I didn't get the role of Vanessa on Gossip Girl, which I was very sad, but I ended up instead going to Hong Kong and getting my MBA and at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. And while I was there, I got to be a part of very cutting edge companies. I was the head of business development for APAC for Rackspace, APAC and International, and I got to work with a lot of technology companies. One of them was an e-com company that had an exit right after I joined them. And there were really big gaming companies in space too, like Zynga, Blizzard, and even that's how I met my friends Yatsu and one of the other company I ended up joining, which was another one in the e-commerce space that also exited. It had an IPO. Because we did it like a lot, like hundreds of millions in revenue. Our IPO was our funding event, and I then left to start NewChic Capital family office. NewChic means new girl, and that's why I have to have power women on my investment committee, like Anna here. And I then, after the IPO, there were two ICOs, Monaco, and then my other two Web3 partners and advisors did the ICO and helped with that. It became Crypto.com. So accidentally got into crypto because I wanted to investigate what it was, what is digital currency and everything. And then one of the founders of another company, he actually, I'm going to keep it on the DL, but he actually sent me my first Bitcoin, which I lost the wallet.
Oh.
Yeah, but I ended up getting some myself later. So I went.
Which year did you start investing?
So like, not as early as some people. So I lost the Bitcoin earlier, but I went and bought more of that, and Ethereum in 2015. And I didn't actually start collecting the NFTs that much until I became the first pianist on Ethereum. So I'm also, as of, well, we did the recording about a year ago, but then we did the full inscription recently. So I'm actually the first pianist with a full-length concert on Bitcoin.
That's really cool.
Yeah, which I think you saw the video of that one as well. So I was, shout out to Open Ordinal and Tiny Records for making that happen. Long story short, I kind of, started collecting NFTs. I collected over 1,000 on the Ethereum chain. Actually, there's one that looks like you that I need to get you immediately.
Which one is that?
Yeah, there's actually one that is a one of one that an artist drew. Because like all the NFTs I do have to look like the people. Yeah. So and then there's I gifted a Bitcoin punk to two of my other friends. So there's one that kind of looks like you. I'm gonna have to ask you what you think. Yeah, actually part of my AI agent is that we're also gonna launch NFT collections. I do have other one-of-ones that have a piano attached. For me, it's just actually part of the tip of the iceberg, because I think in terms of the communities and metaverses we're all in, it's just a way to be able to show your loyalty as a collector, your badge, your honorary, etc. That's why, even when I was giving Azuki Elementals and World of Women and Galaxy to my friends, it all has to look like them. Yeah, so
That's really cool.
there's one that really looks like you that I'll check out if you like it later. Yeah, and I know I know everyone's like arguing Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana. For me, I like all the coins, all the chains. I think the future is really multi-chain. And I just want to be able to do things everywhere. So right now we're, seeing a lot of, I think, convergence in the space as well. Yeah, so, but for me, NFTs were a way of also getting my friends who are not necessarily crypto into it, because girls with
by the audience.
Exactly. I'll be like, hey, get a MetaMask. Okay, you have a MetaMask, or you have a Xverse wallet. Oh, you have something. Oh, here you go. Wow, there's a helicopter landing in the harbor. But it's so amazing to be able to be with Anna in Hong Kong talking about it, and I hope to see you in now I've seen you in about 4 countries. 4 or 5 countries. Maybe I'll see you in the US.
See you soon. Now.
No, I think we saw each other in Europe, Korea. You were in Dubai.
Yeah, Korea.
But I think we missed each other in Dubai.
Yeah, we missed each other.
Oh no, I remember we were virtual called each other,
yes.
and it said I miss you, and you're like I miss you too. Yeah. So, but we were, and then I was heading to the airport. But yeah, it's really rare that we get to sit down. So then I know we're gonna do some longer interviews virtually later, but. I saw you, and we're we gotta grab each other now. Yeah.
So, in what do you see the value of NFTs? Why do you believe in NFTs?
I believe in NFTs because I feel that is visual. So it's easy for people to understand. Oh, that's it's a digitized or it's a digital asset. That being said, I think that there are a lot of people nowadays in AI and with just automatically generated content that is actually very it's hard to tell. It's blurring a lot of lines, and then also you need to make sure you have a good eye for art. So for me, NFTs have to be beautiful. They have to have utility. They have to show that you're part of a community. And for me, it's actually more a sense of the community. So when you look at really good NFTs, for example, Bored Ape Yacht Club or Pudgy Penguins, in full disclosure, the founders of those are following me, and I'm invested into secondary portfolios. Or actually, for Pudgy Penguins, I am an early investor. Those are all, when we think of other NFT projects too, the Pizza Ninjas or the Quantum Cats, I was wearing that on. It's all about the strength of the community, and also how people, they get to say, oh, this NFT is a badge, or it's unique. And I think because NFTs in and of themselves are rarer than tokens, they can be both token receptacles, but they can also be a way of, I think they're, in the end, rarer. So if you, for example, there's an NFT collection with only 5,000 to 8,000, that means that's only 5,000 to 8,000 people in the world, or unless you're a whale, you might have several, having that, right? So I think in and of itself, NFTs are a little bit more scarce, because it's like someone saying I don't think every NFT is a Picasso, but if you say, oh, I have, someone has a Picasso, someone has a Picasso, you can't tokenize unless you tokenize and fractionalize further than that, which I guess you could do as well. Yeah.
But now a lot of NFTs are like significantly down.
Yes.
So how do you see the future? Whether they will come back to its initial price?
Yeah, well, I think in and of itself, NFTs shouldn't be viewed necessarily as an asset class. I think you shouldn't collect something unless you like it or love it. People who ape into things, or I met someone who was like, oh, I trade NFTs. I'm like, well, the only time I've ever traded an NFT is when I sold one that didn't look like me and got one that looked like me, right? So I think that we shouldn't think of them as necessarily an asset class unless you're going for grails. I think the grails hold value. Like right now, I think the floor price for Azuki Spirits is still very high. I think it's something like 100 ETH or something. And then there's like punks, crypto punks. That has provenance, right? And I don't think like Bored Ape Yacht Club is. I don't think Yuga Labs, and I mean, with stuff having other side, I think everyone is just getting busier, realizing where the actual value is, and I think that it's maybe becoming more accessible in price, so other people can come in. But I also don't think, I think people should diversify too, because it's like, a lot of times when there's like a lot of hype, then you shouldn't ape in, you shouldn't FOMO in. But if you're believing in a project and believing a founder and you're there for a long time, then that's just one aspect of what you can have. Like if I believe in a project, for example, I'll always keep a nice moon bag still, even if you might take a little profit, or some of my portfolio managers go take the profit for me, a little bit of profit, and then we'll make sure that we load up on other assets. Like for example, the Azuki TGE, I said, oh wow, like I actually really like the Azuki. I'm just gonna get a third one for a friend who likes it. So then I went and did that, and I'm actually glad I did, because we got one that was quite rare, like top 200 in the collection.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? And then there's just different levels too. I mean, amongst the Bored Apes too, there's some that have like, oh, I have the golden apes, or I have this ape, right? So there's and then me, I have the all white bunny ape, right? So people also look for like clean aspects. So I think there's like, different value in different things. Like, I mean, you can see like, I'm wearing some kinds of jewelry, but I also don't think like all jewelry is created equally. I like it when I can customize mine. Like this one is actually customized by Gemini BTC, which is a jewelry company that does really high-end ones just for Web3 pieces. But their main bread and butter is actually they are partners with most of the luxury brands, right? So yeah, so I'm just kind of shouting out what I'm wearing right now. I don't mean to be doing that, but I think a lot of people, they think
it's part of your identity.
It's part of my identity, yeah, and for you too. Like whenever I see you, you're carrying a beautiful new accessory. I love your little purse over there, your cute little YSL pochette, and I think as women, oh, it's very pretty. We have like our independence rings there. But one of the things I think is really important is that we have to put our best face forward, and I don't like when people, if they look at my vault or my NFT collection, say, "Oh wow, like it's very like what was she thinking? That's a really strange looking one, or something." Because what you collect reflects your taste. So I'm really glad you say that. So I do think, and also markets are cyclical. I do think NFTs come and go in waves. There are some that are I'm actually very bullish on for the long term, and they're very OG, and that I'll never part with. Yeah.
And currently as well, AI is on the hype. So
yes,
what intersection
very
of crypto AI do you see, and can you tell more about your project?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what I can tell about one of the projects I'm on. I might show you a screenshot as a teaser, but and I'll show you the other thing in a bit. But see, it's right here. For example, this anime project, they said they want to send me to the moon. So this one is actually full 3D. It's a project I invested in before. It's called AKA Virtuals. But we're working on a stealth project right now. And one of the things that I find really exciting, and one of the things I saw also happening in the space, which I was also already doing with my AI agent, but then now accelerating it by partnering with other like-minded communities, is that some of the AI is now being paired to NFTs. So you can see NFTs that can be like animated. You can see NFTs that can have a whole sort of other, if you look at collections, I have a doodle holder too, for example. One of the things about the doodles, and I still haven't done, is that you can actually make sure that they're fully animated. You can see like for Azuki, for example, they have like, your Azuki can make cameos in the anime. But I think that's only the tip of the iceberg. People are just experiencing that. This particular anime project, I'll be playing piano as anime. I'll be having an album. I'm also going to be releasing an album later on Open Ordinals and the Tiny Vikings and everything, right? So that's just one of the many that I'm kind of at liberty to talk about. But I think when it comes to AI agents right now, when people are looking at meme coins or AI agents, I think everyone is having a little bit of ADHD about things, and then they're always like, oh, what's coming out? Oh, let's go get in. Oh, is it pumping now? Oh, let's get. And I think we need to learn to look for the long, if not long term, at least medium term, because a lot of times if things are happening or not, you have to understand that it's usually the people who are very early in, and the people who are really strong pillars of the community, and the people who are very OG or more likely like founders or early investors in a project, they will know better how to establish those guardrails. But if people are like speculating or hyping or FOMOing or trading or doing random things, then like strange things will start to happen. So this is not NFA, not financial advice, and everyone should always do your own research. But I think a lot of times you have to peek under the cover and look at what people's track records are. And not just like, oh, what this company is claiming to do or what they can do. There are some that I've bought in the past that the price went down in terms of the AI agent. But I think that they're doing very cool things like AI XBT. I think the Truth Terminal. That's actually very cool. In terms of that, AXPT had a huge mind share for a while. Now everyone else is also coming into the space. So I think it's going to be interesting to see which ones have lasting value. And I think the ones that have lasting value are the ones that have real utility. They evolve with what people need. Not everybody needs an AI agent, but I think you can harness it correctly and carefully. So I see, like right now, for example, Persona, for example, they've also launched AI agents paired with NFTs, and I didn't know that, but I had gotten a bunch of them, and now I'm like, oh great, I'll have like other agents in addition to my own, and then I have to have other people helping me, power up. This agent will do this agent will do that, and then mine is a multifaceted one, which I'm happy to discuss more later.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah. And can you tell how do you see the current state of the crypto market?
The current state of the crypto market, I would say, it's very dynamic. I don't think there goes a day without a new sort of coin or agent or country issuing something. I think people saw what happened with Mile and Libra, and I think right now there's a bit of churn and froth in the space. I think what folks need to do is remember to be stable. Look for the long, don't do panic buying, don't do panic selling. Panic buying would be FOMOing, and panic selling would be dumping and being. And we really, if we want to encourage more good acting in the space, we have to avoid that, right? So I think lead by example. Don't have everyone aping in and FOMOing this or doing that or whatever. Yeah. So I think it's really, really important that in terms of the market, we realize there's so many things happening around the world too. I think the world, capital markets are also very. I think there are a lot of headwinds, and there's a lot of different macroeconomic factors at play too. But we don't want to probably get into it. But there is inflation. There is. Definitely a lot of sort of geopolitical shifting and tensions and power dynamics happening right now. So there's a lot of factors at play. So I think one of the things that you have to do in your portfolio is to make sure that you have, you have exposure. I mean, it's okay to have stable coins. It's not a bad thing. It's okay to have Bitcoin. It's okay to have Ethereum. It's okay to have Solana. It's okay to explore the other projects. And I think it's also wise to make sure that, some people are like, well, I'm 100% in crypto. I think it's good to have traditional assets. I think it's good to have real world assets. I think it's good to also focus on relationships and to have a founder and funder first approach. So I try to keep a good relationship with the founders that have really been proving themselves and showing how good they are. And I think the same thing amongst fund managers that I work with, that we continue to communicate and make sure that we can navigate turbulent times.
Yeah, that's important. And any price predictions for Bitcoin all-time highs?
Oh man, I think for right now, the cycle length in general is getting shorter. So I don't think that everything can green candlestick or not. I think Bitcoin has reached a relatively stable threshold. I don't think it's ever going to go like, oh, wow, it's going to go below 80 or something. I do think it's going to hover like 95K to 100K for a while, but I do believe in the long term, which is like the long-term super cycle, that we're going to see it go up by potentially 2 to 3 times that, if not more, potentially. Because I think in the long run too, like as it comes to like real assets like gold or Bitcoin, that it's there. I mean, it was the first one that everyone knew about. It's kind of like the gold standard. It's like Ethereum, and people are like, oh my gosh, Ethereum is going away. I'm like, no, Ethereum is not going to go away, because Ethereum, it's like when people were like, oh, there's a gold standard. That was Bitcoin. The dollar, the so-called dollar standard, that was Ethereum, right? So I think, and then, developers love Solana because it's like so fast to deploy. I really think that, those 3 coins are not going to go anywhere anytime soon. They're here to stay. And when people will say, oh, crypto is a fad, and I'm like, nope, it's actually also here to stay as well. It's like, online banking, digital banking, online commerce, e-commerce, and none of that, mobile commerce, none of that is going to go away. Like the technology is here to stay. So yeah, I'm actually very, very bullish on Web3 and on crypto and on AI, because again, it's in the early stage and we have to know how to control all of our human and AI instincts. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope the bull will continue.
Yeah.
The cycle has not ended yet.
It has not ended. We are in a bull, but there are downturns in bull, right? Overall, if you look at the whole market as itself, it is actually been on that. I mean, when you look at most, the Dow Jones or Nasdaq, most of them are, they're not in a diagonal line. There is choppiness, but if we look at in the long run, we are actually in the middle of a bull with some thawing when the markets get over exuberant, or when people get over exuberant.
Thank you for such interesting conversation.
I'm so happy to have a chance to sit down with you and have a real conversation and a little bit of calm in the middle of a consensusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, Jennifer Cheng Lo out. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you.